Good evening, East Metro Tea Partiers. Welcome to the October event.
It's October already, Jake?
It is October already. And we
How is that
are.
possible, Jake?
It is just moving along. It is hunting season. The weather is turning. It's rainy, it's gloomy, but I am having a good time despite being out of my shutdown bunker.
Oh, Jake. We've been on the road every night this week.
We certainly have.
Where were we last night, Jake?
We were talking to the college Republicans at the University of Minnesota. That was fantastic.
That was a lot of fun, Jake. I've never seen that much pizza before in my life. They had a stack of two stacks of pizzas this high. And I think they just had a little bit of cardboard cheese left when we were on our way out. So they know how to eat, but it is encouraging to be in the heart of the beast and see all of these young conservatives getting together.
Let's get this event kicked off. Let's explain the agenda tonight. Next slide there, Kirk. Jack, if you want to read that for us.
The agenda? I get to read the agenda.
No, the
again?
slide up there.
The slide, okay. You are not required to laugh at any of... Did you just add that?
You are not required to laugh at any of Jack Rogers' sad attempts at humor tonight.
Can you believe that? I'm about to spend 3 days with confirmation kids in a retreat. And he hits me with that. I've got to get myself back into a solid frame of mind. I even shared with him what one of the kids said. In a class of a whole bunch of young United Methodists, we're talking about the 10 Commandments. And they said, one brother says, he said, I understand you should respect your father and mother. He says, is there a commandment for dealing with your brother? And another kid says, yes, thou shalt not kill. See? If you wouldn't have the slide up, they all would have laughed.
Once again, the disclaimer is if you do laugh, however, you encourage him to continue making bad jokes at future Tea Party events.
Can you believe that?
I put that disclaimer. He told a joke last night at the U of M College Republicans. Not a single person laughed.
Hold it. We have to judge this joke. College kids. I said to the college kids, young men, you have to think when you're doing your laundry. Because when you walk into the laundry room and you see the sign and it says, remove all your clothes when the red light comes on, think through it. See?
Let me get a picture of those blank stares. And now, I have to write a note here before we get going. Don't put disclaimer, Jack will tell more jokes. Let's look at the agenda for the evening. I am so pumped about this. I wish there were 1,000 people in this room tonight. I'm going to explain it here in a second. We are going to kick off the social hour with 1-minute moments and explain who we are as the Tea Party. At 7 o'clock, we shut off the microphone to all the 1-minute momenters, and we bring our very special talent, musical talent, Gabby, 9-year-old Gabby, and she's going to sing the national anthem.
Yes.
That's my popular demand. Then, this is why I'm so excited. I am going to discuss the continuing resolution, the government shutdown out there in Washington, D.C. And then, because it seems like in the Tea Party there's a little bit of a debate, even though we all tend to agree on the same principle of a smaller size of government, we're going to open up the discussion. Jack will be walking around with a wireless mic if you want to pipe in. I don't know why I said that.
Wireless punk? Wireless punk.
Easy there, Jack. Then we are going to hear the principles of nullification from our constitutional expert, Dave Benner. Then we are going to play a game of political entertainment, like everyone wants. Who wants to be a millionaire before taxes with prizes? Why do you keep walking around tonight?
There's some camouflage for you so you can hide behind that when you have a bad slip like that.
All right, there we go. Then, here's your Simon Craig the Sign Guy, followed by Keeping It Local with Minnesota Hockey Mama and Susan Richardson. We'll round it off with What's Hot on YouTube, and we'll close this thing down, and hopefully we'll get you packing and leaving at 8:45. We have a wonderful menu tonight. Beef or chicken tacos, and I saw there's some chips and salsa and a whole slew of other things. Please help out the machine shed. The more sales they get, the more they like the Tea Party and welcome us back for more events. Okay, Jack, we like to ask a question before we talk about the Tea Party. What is that?
The question we like to ask is this the first time you've ever been at a political event or a Tea Party? If so, raise your hand. 1, 2.
Well, thank you very much for coming. Appreciate that. Were that, none of you guys have been to a political event, or is it just a Tea Party event before? Just Tea Party? Well, thank you very much for coming.
How many, did we meet any of you at the state fair? I know we met 2 of you that I talked to already. Back there?
Yeah.
3,
Great.
4, 5.
Awesome.
5 of you. Thank you for being here.
And you didn't scare them off with a joke there.
Did you hear that?
Easy.
Did you? Hold it. That brings me to this, Jake.
Every time I do this, it's another joke.
I'm going to do this all night to him. There's 7 ages of men. Spills, drills, thrills, bills, ills, pills, and wills. I'm on the bills part. Where are you at?
You see how
I got pages of them, Joe. I got Jake. I got tons of them.
All right, Jack, let's talk about who the Tea Party is.
The Tea Party.
We have 3 principles. Let's start it out.
Free markets. I'm glad that slide caught up to us there. Back up. Free markets. There you go. This is where a person takes their own resources, their own time, and works hard to put something together called a business. And when you profit from it, who should get the profits? Okay, let me go to this side of the room. Who should get the profits? The business owners, exactly. And that has been roughly and terribly stomped on lately, especially in this state. But Jake, there's also another important part. What's the next one you teach your clients?
Well, you know what I'm going to talk about tonight is fiscal responsibility. See, I tell people to balance a budget, maybe stash a little away each month for savings. Government should be no different than any one of us, right? So, we believe in fiscal responsibility, and I actually don't think that would be very difficult for the federal government or the state government to be fiscally responsible if they're constrained by some kind of document.
That document is the Constitution. And if we actually had a government that was disciplined to follow the Constitution, in other words, constitutionally limited, and they respected it, along with the other 2 core values we'd have a solid foundation to stand on. One thing that we normally don't say, as you look at your candidates, those are the 3 things you want to know about. Do they support those, or don't they? So, Jake?
Free markets, fiscal responsibility, constitutional limited government. Now, we are using this thing called Twitter these days. So if you use Twitter, please use the handle @EMT Party. If you don't know what that is, we'll teach you in the near future. Okay, let me introduce the organizers here behind East Metro. We have our one and only, raise your hand, Andrea Hockey Mama. She'll be speaking later. Give me another second. We also have, Gary's not here tonight. Gary Hookery. Yep. He usually does our lit table.
Gary and Susan are filling in.
Nick Karen also isn't here tonight, but Nick Karen's our graphic designer, because you don't want me doing that kind of stuff. And then we have Gary and Susan, raise your hand, and they are they're tremendous activists. And Deanna Strauss actually sat down and said, you know what, I saw a vacancy here, so she fit in, so give Deanna a round of applause. That means you're now going to be a permanent East Metro organization.
No, she's not. She's a North Metro permanent.
Okay, the monthly speakers, if this is your first time to the East Metro, we have around about, go to the next slide, oh there. We have Dave Benner, who always does a constitutional segment. We have Craig the Sign Guy. We have Hockey Mama, she does a local segment with Susan Richardson. I do an economics segment, and I MC with this old man to the left of me. You're right. And without further ado, Jack.
The disclaimer this evening is people we bring to the stage don't necessarily represent the views of the people of the Tea Party, candidates, politicians, and others invited to speak. The people we bring present their views, and it's up to us to evaluate them against our 3 core values. Free markets, fiscal responsibility, constitutional limited government. Enjoy the evening as we go forward. Let's go with 1-minute moments. The first 1-minute moment is from Jake.
Thank you very much, Jack.
You're welcome, Jake.
I would like to plug a really exciting event tomorrow night. My slide changer moved, so give me 1 second. It is a bonfire, the first ever social event by the East Metro Tea Party, and that's at Craig the Sign Guy's residence. Where'd Craig go? Jason? He's got a phone call. Okay, they live outside of, I feel like it's outside the Woodbury boundary, but it's really not. It's on the outskirts. Right on the border of Glen Road. Okay, so tomorrow night at 7 p.m., just as it's getting dark, and if it's raining out, there is something called Gore-Tex. Come on out there. You'll know it's their house because you'll see the sign, and as you drive through their long driveway, you'll see a dragon. You'll see a dragon. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Craig's the House, a bunch of us are going to be there. Free beer, free snacks. It'll be a good time.
Okay.
And if it rains,
Come on.
What road?
The address is up here. I'll leave it up here during the 1 minute moments.
Right here.
And it's on Glen Road. All right, Jack.
Leslie, come on up.
My name's Leslie. I'm from the 56 Club and the South Metro Tea Party. Some of you may have heard that on September 17th, Sergeant Travis Torgerson was run over and dragged for a mile in Roseville. He and his partner went to lunch, and on the way back, they were hit by a car. His partner went over the hood. Travis went under the car. He got run over, dragged for a mile. During that mile trip, the driver stopped twice, got out and tried to kick Travis loose from under the car, got back in and drove again. That happened twice. His partner ran back to the recruiting office and got some help, and they chased the SUV and caught it. And when they got there, Travis had dislodged himself from the rear axle and was sitting on the curb waiting for an ambulance. And he's at Hennepin County Medical Center in the burn unit. When he was dragged, he lost the heel of his left foot from friction. They put a plate in, and he lost one butt cheek and half of the other one. The Army will keep him for 2 more years, and then they're going to let him discharge him on disability. And then their income stops. He's married with 2 kids. I have 40 of these printed. They're on the lit table. Please help yourself to one. If you go to the website, it tells how you can donate to the Torgersons and help them out.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Beth, and I'm from the 56 Club too, and that's a constitutional club in Egan. And we are sponsoring a cruise down the St. Croix River on this Sunday. It's 3.5 hours. It's $40 per person or $76 for a couple. And it's not really going to be political whatsoever. It's going to be celebrating America. It's going to be patriotic. But we have fun. This is like our 3rd or 4th year, and we have a ball every year we go. And we have guest speakers, lots of good food and everything. If you're interested, I'll leave some flyers on the front table, and contact John Larkin as soon as you can, because he's got to make arrangements to get the food. But as long as I'm up here, I've got my Repeal Obamacare shirt on. Call your legislators and tell them do not cave. We do not want Obamacare. I want my own doctor. But Paulson, the Republican guy, is caving. So please call him for sure.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi.
There you go. Yes, sir.
I'm Pat Saban. I'm from Hudson, Wisconsin. Just want to draw your attention to a flyer. I put one on each table. A preacher by the name of Bradley Dean is coming to Kilcarney Golf Course in River Falls a week from tonight. He's an ordained preacher. He's associated with the Sons of Liberty, and You Can Run, But You Can't Hide International. Him and the organization goes into the schools and presents different things to high school students, college students, If you've got any kids or grandkids, this would be a great thing to take them to. I'm just going to read just something really quick off the website so you can get kind of an idea what they're about. Their mission statement is to reshape America by redirecting the current and future generations, both morally and spiritually, through education, media, and the Judeo-Christian values found in our U.S. Constitution. They're a nonprofit organization that specializes in reaching America's next generation through principles of morality, true freedom, and personal responsibility. Their mission is to equip the next generation with Christian values that made America great through a unique avenue of music and educational event forums in colleges, schools, churches, festivals, and arenas. So if, like I said, there's one on each table. If you want another one to take with you, I've got some extra, but please come if you can. Thank you.
Danny Sermon, tell them who you are.
Hi everybody, like Jack said, I'm Danny Sermon, and I am the chairman and founder of the Youth Leadership PAC. I should also note, before I go any further, a little disclaimer. I'm a senior at McAllister College, so the reputation's true, and I'm very sorry for our school. But besides that, I'm here to talk about the Youth Leadership PAC, the organization I helped start. What we try to do is, we're totally sold on the principles of the Tea Party. You know, we believe in individual liberty, limited government, free markets. But when we're believing in those things, it's not enough just to believe in them. We have to make sure we're fighting for them. And that means that we got to get the right people in office who will fight for those principles. What the Youth Leadership PAC is trying to do is mobilize young voters, start having conversations with young people to get them to help us elect the right people and get them voting for the right people. Because right now, those of us on the right, we take those votes for granted. We think they're just going to automatically vote for Democrats, and that's just simply not the case. If we have a conversation with them, we can make a difference, and that's what the Youth Leadership PAC is trying to do. So 2 things I would like to ask you while I'm here. One is if anyone's willing to donate, talk to me. I'll be here all night. That would greatly help our efforts. But more specifically, something that's a lot easier for y'all to do is when I sit down, I'm going to pass around a couple of clipboards. Please sign up for updates from our organization. For the one, it helps us get our message out, because if you pass it on to your friends, the media is not going to cover us. We need you to help. But beyond that, we're working on setting up an event, reaching out to Tea Partiers in particular. So if you want to know about that event, sign up so that we can keep you in the loop on it. So thank you very much. Look forward to the rest of the program.
Thank you, Danny.
I'm a member here. I'm also on the executive committee of our Senate District 49 Republicans. And I'm here to talk to you guys about a flyer.
Close to the mic, there you go.
How's that?
Yep.
Okay. A flyer on your tables. It's for the 33rd annual anniversary celebration for the 4th Congressional District Republicans. If you're like me and kind of addicted to silent auctions, there's a silent auction there. And there's also going to be a live auction and a dinner. I think it's a great opportunity to come and meet some of the other people that are in the 4th District and maybe try to have some influence on the 4th District on the upcoming election. We don't know who's going to be running against Betty McCollum. I think it's a great opportunity for us all to jump in there and see if we can make some waves. So it is on Friday, November 22nd. No, that is not the Friday after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is next week. So please try to make it. It's in Maplewood. If you need another copy of a flyer, come see me at this table.
Please tell me you mean Thanksgiving is the week after that, not next week. Otherwise, I'm going to have a stroke.
It's the next week after this.
Just teasing.
Thank you.
See, that was a good joke. That was a good joke, Dave.
I've got 2 things for you tonight. There's a Latino voter outreach Midwest conference that Rick Aguilar is putting on October 12th. You can find some more information about this on the cd4-mngop.com website, the CD4 site. That's where the information about the anniversary dinner is as well. I urge anybody who's got an interest in helping and trying to get into the Latino community and learn more about the people and meet them, come to it. The other thing is, as a vice chair on CD4, I'm spearheading an effort to try and get poll challengers started in a strong way. We want to get more poll challengers into the Maplewood elections this year, and challengers and the judges for next year. If you've got any desire to do that, and I would hope you would, contact Jim Carson on the CD4 site for the election judges, and he'll direct you also to me for the poll challengers. Thanks a lot.
If you have a question what a poll challenger is for an election judge, or you're not in this district and you need to know where that is, you can talk to Jake or myself, or Dallas, or Kurt, wherever, or Kurt. Quite a few of us know what it is, but if you don't, please don't be afraid to check in, because that's one of the one of the goals of the Tea Party is to educate people prior to getting into the caucus. Okay? Are both of you coming up?
Sure.
2 for 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We get 2 minutes.
Okay, so you each get a half a minute. That'll be hard.
It'll be real hard.
Okay, it's started. Go.
Okay, well, I am Susan Richardson and I'm running for South Washington County School Board. How many of you have kids or you live in South Washington County District 833? Okay, well, I do have some flyers and I have business cards. If you guys would like to take some of those and distribute them, this is a 90,000 home district. It's really hard for me to reach it. I've been out doing some door knocking, some targeted door knocking, and I have 50 signs to cover the entire district. If you live on a well-traveled road, I do have some signs over here for you. What we need to see is some fiscal transparency from this school district. We need a cost-benefit analysis of every program so that we can see exactly what benefit those programs have for our students. We've already done some data requests. They've had the nerve to charge us for some of those. But what we have found is that if, for example, would you guys be able to get away with failing at your job 75% of the time, unless you were a weatherman? When I did a data request at the International Baccalaureate School in Park High School in 2012 had 81 students in the program. 17 of them applied to take the exam for a diploma. Only 4 of them passed, at a total cost of $500,000 for 4 years, which is completely ridiculous. So anyway, get out and vote November 5th, and I'll turn it over to Leilani Homestead.
Hi, my name is Leilani, and I'm also running for the school board. I'm running for the 4-year seat, and Susan's running for the 2-year seat. How many of you in here, like a show of hands, that can go to your employer and ask for a raise whenever you want and whatever for amount that you want? I didn't think so. The school district is trying to do that to you as part of this referendum. They want to ask for more money whenever they want and however much they want. I want to be the voice and the watchdog on the school board for fiscal responsibility, accountability, and transparency. So again, vote. I have signs, flyers, and business cards over here also. Thank you.
So let me understand this. If I can go get a job as a teacher, I can ask for a raise whenever I want? Unless you and Susan get a position, and then I best stay where I'm at. Okay, that makes sense, huh? Okay.
We'll do our best. We'll be the watchdogs. We'll watch that to make sure.
Thank you, Leila. See, Jake, it's not me. It's the mic. This is kind of like Barack Obama. He fell down and he can't get up.
I'll take a lifeline on that one. Well, I'm back again this month, and one of the things I'm really interested in is transportation, and several people in the area have been studying it really closely, and I have the privilege of serving on the Citizen Advisory Committee to the Gateway Corridor, and we've had 2 meetings so far. And I'm just here to tell you about this Transit Investigative Forum that's going to be on Tuesday the 29th of October from 6 to 8:30 at the Woodbury Library. So we really would love to have you come. Steve Ellenwood's been going to all kinds of conferences and talking to people, meetings, learning about this whole transportation boondoggle. They have accepted federal money, which means they can do a study, which means they can keep a bunch of consultants and government employees employed, and that they can maybe have the hope of keeping some construction workers employed down the road if they get this thing built. We're trying to stop the whole thing, because even the bus rapid transit is really expensive. And what I learned at the meeting the other night was that if you have the bus rapid transit, you can't make any left turns if you're, anywhere trying to cross the path, and it doesn't make any sense to me, but it's just the amount of property they may have to take, and the cost is just exorbitant. So there's flyers on your table. I'm going to pass around a sign-up sheet if you're interested. We do need people to write letters. We'd like to kind of hammer them in the newspapers. And it would be great if some of you could come to the meetings. The meetings are going to be on Monday nights from 6 to 8 at the Conway Rec Center. And right now, I don't know when the next meeting is. It's either, I think they deliberately didn't tell us. It's the last Monday of October or the first Monday of November. But you can go onto the Gateway Corridor and you can sign up to get updates from them. And you can go on there and you can look at all the stuff and all the mumbo jumbo and everything. But please come to the program.
And they're going to explain quickly what that is that they're planning to do with the light rail.
Well, they would like to put light rail all the way from Union Station to Hudson. And a lot of us were against this. But then, after everything they did in the legislature last year, we said, well, maybe they should put it in Hudson because a lot of us are going to move there. And we're going to need a way to get back to our jobs in the Twin Cities. I mean, it's crazy. So they want to bring it all the way up to Manning. They're looking at either going up East 7th or along Hudson Road. There's all kind of property takes they're going to have to do. They're going to have to, I'm sorry. Thank you, and I'm sorry it took so long.
Dan, take the lead, make up there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dan Pillow, all lips spelled backwards. Now remember, no nation can survive when taxes are assessed OTA for money created OTA, out of thin air. Now what is it? What's an inch? What's a foot? What's a yard? Do you know? Unit of measure. What's a dollar? Unit of measure. Now understand one thing. This light rail garbage is going to be for more theft of private property. Now if I got to obey the law, you got to obey the law if you're a lawmaker, a legislator or lawmaker. Okay? And there's only really one lawmaker. And that's above. But anyway, they're doing it to abolish private property. Don't kid yourself. Now we put together Bad Check Louis, 35 years in the making, but this money system, because if you don't know it, you're in deep water. Secondly, learn to use your rights. If you don't know them, you don't use them. You don't use them, you lose them. Do I understand? Do you understand me? Learn your rights. If you don't know them, you don't use them. Don't use them, you lose them. Our Bill of Rights calendar for 014 is out now. Get it and understand it, because we have to teach with 4 5s. You know what I mean? 5 words less, 5 seconds, 5th grade level, and 5 times. That's how we got to teach. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. Okay, that brings us to the end of 1 Minute Moments. If you've never seen them before, now you understand what they're about. So moving forward, we're going to bring Gabby up. Gabby, come on up. You want to hold the mic, or you want me to fix the mic?
Everybody stand up.
Wow.
So low, we have no back.
Oh, I'll do it with my phone.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose but stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rampart, the bombs bursting in air,
job, Randy. Please bow your heads for a word of prayer. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, again, we thank you. We thank you for the opportunity to gather. We thank you for this great republic. We thank you for the freedoms that you set before us to protect and to give us the wisdom to work to do so. We ask that you give us the sight going forward. Give us guidance to know when and where and how to move properly. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Jake?
Jack?
You're back.
I'm back.